Very good evening. You're watching the Free Press Journal live on YouTube. I'm Afrida Rahman. The Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah read out the names of each and every victim and also the states from which they came to visit Srinagar, to visit the Kashmir Valley and to enjoy Pahalgam. 26 victims of the terror attack. All their names were read out by Omar Abdullah. It was a very strong message. And he also, in fact, like I said, gave out details of where they came from to give a message that here is an attack on India. It is an attack on people from across India. He took responsibility for it, saying that I invited them to Kashmir as a tourism minister, as a chief minister. It was my duty to protect them, and I failed. This was surprising because what normally happens is that one shirks responsibility. Here is a chief minister who said, yes, I'm responsible. He did not just try to bring up the fact that the union government holds responsibility, the home minister holds responsibility. He first took responsibility himself. I thought it was an important speech. I'm going to introduce Salim Pandit, who is a senior journalist based in Jammu, in Srinagar. And he's reported extensively on Kashmiri affairs. He's reported from conflict zones on militancy and security issues. And Salim, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
here
you,
on
Omar.
this channel live.
Thank you. Thank you, Afrida.
Let me begin. Yeah, Afrida. Thank you
sorry.
for joining us. And I want to then first ask you to give us your thoughts on the speech made by Omar Abdullah. Your big takeaways from what he said today in the assembly.
Basically, Omar Abdullah is just walking over this, I should say, very sharp knife, in the sense that he doesn't want to, at the same time, displease the central government and the people at the helm of affairs in New Delhi. And at the same time, he wants to give an assurance to the people of Jammu and Kashmir that he is responsible, in the sense is holding charge of this tourism department in Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir in particular. But the fact of the matter is, Umar Abdullah doesn't hold any charge over the home ministry. That's very important. The home department or the home ministry, it doesn't come within his purview and within his ambit. So he cannot protect any or give any security to the tourists, to the visitors who are visiting this Jammu and Kashmir, particularly Kashmir Valley. Secondly, he doesn't want to, he want to have a kind of he is trying to generate a kind of a trust within the BJP leadership in Delhi, that he wants to tell them, don't just take it like that. I am with you and I will take the burden of yours. If there is some laxity on the part of the security apparatus in Kashmir, so I'll be taking care of that. But he wants to have ultimately to get his own things done by the central government, in the sense that he wants to just bat for statehood, return of the statehood, one. And secondly, whatever the concessions like financial assistance and other things, whatever he has promised to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, he wants to achieve that also. This is the crux of this whole speech today.
Yeah. In fact, it was interesting to see that the opposition benches supported him wholeheartedly. The opposition and treasury benches showed unity. In fact, BJP praised Omar Abdullah's response after the 22nd April attack in the assembly today. And that I thought was a highly dignified assembly session. One of the very few I have seen, Salim Saab, in recent times.
This is what I'm telling you, because they are
differences aside,
the point is basically BJP, I mean the opposition, who are 28 people now in this Jammu and Kashmir Assembly, Union Territory Assembly. They want to just credit Umar for this, because he has taken the responsibility of the whole incident on his own shoulders. So this is why, when he has absolved them of the responsibility of the attack, we cannot say directly they are responsible, BJP or any central leadership. The fact of the matter is, whenever anything happens in anywhere in the part of our country, so the people who are holding the charge of the home department or the police department or the security forces, he normally and generally should be held responsible for the legacy of the security measures, I should say. So this is why when Umar has taken over and stepped into the shoe of the BJP, why should not they praise Umar and compliment him for whatever he has said?
Yeah. Couple of important questions arise today. One is that, we had a former captain of the Pakistan cricket team who made a rather uncharitable comment. I'm going to play that out and then also play out Asaduddin Owaisi's response and then come to you for
मेरे
your
ख्याल में हर
thoughts on it.
चीज़ आप 1 घंटे तक दहशतगर्द वहाँ दहशतगर्दी करते रहे, ठीक है, वहाँ तक 8 लाख फौज में से कोई नहीं आया, और जब आए तो 10 मिनट के ऊपर पाकिस्तान पे इल्ज़ाम लगा दिया. तो आई मीन कि खुद ही ब्लंडर्स मारते रहते हैं, खुद ही लोगों को मरवा देते हैं, फिर उनकी वीडियोस दिखाते हैं कि नहीं वो तो जिंदा है. तो आई मीन इस तरह का ना करें. हमने हमेशा देखिए दहशतगर्दी आप किसी कोई भी मुल्क कोई भी मज़हब सपोर्ट नहीं करता, और हम तो हमेशा अमन की, पाकिस्तान हमारा दीन इस्लाम अमन का पैगाम देती है. हमेशा हमने हमेशा इंडिया के साथ अच्छे ताल्लुकात बनाने की कोशिश करते रहे. हम लोग हमेशा, हमें काफ़ी थ्रेट्स मिलती रही वहाँ से. टूर से पहले हमें ये भी नहीं पता होता था कि हम जाएंगे कि नहीं जाएंगे. वर्ल्ड कप अगर आपको 16 को याद हो, हम लाहौर में ही थे, हमें तो पता ही नहीं था. मैं एज ए कैप्टन लीड कर रहा था टीम को, तो मुझे तो पता ही नहीं था कि हमने हमारी फ़्लाइट होनी है कि नहीं होनी. तो आई मीन स्पोर्ट्स जो है ना, वो हमेशा मैं बात करता हूँ कि स्पोर्ट्स डिप्लोमेसी हमेशा बेस्ट रहती है. स्पोर्ट्स की वजह से ही आपकी कबड्डी की टीम आ जाती है इंडिया से, यहाँ क्रिकेट नहीं खेलते आपस में, तो कर.
Hello.
वो तो अपनी जान दे दिया ना. फाइनेंशियल एक्शन टास्क.
Okay, here is Asaduddin Owaisi to the sound bite. Let's listen in.
ये देखिए, इलीगल पैसों से फाइनेंस कर रहे टेररिज्म ये लोग, और हम लोग पूरा उन पे साइबर अटैक करना. हमारे पास एथिकल हैकर्स है हमारे पास.
शहीद अफरीदी ने ऐसा स्टेटमेंट किया है, भारत खुद ही अपने लोगों को मारता है और फिर बाद में हमारे ऊपर नाम लेता है.
कौन है जी ने?
शहीद अफरीदी
कौन है? कौन है इन्हें? ISI हो या आईसिस हो, आईसिस खुरासान हो, या फिर आपके जो डीप स्टेट है या एस्टेब्लिशमेंट है पाकिस्तान का, वो तो यही चाहते हैं कि इस देश में हमेशा के लिए हिंदू मुसलमानों के झगड़े चलते रहें. तो इसीलिए उन्होंने हरकत की, और उनका वहाँ कश्मीर में जाकर नॉन मुस्लिम को, हमारे हिंदू भाई बहनों को मारने का मकसद एक ही था कि कश्मीर को बताना चाह रहे थे कि यहाँ कोई नॉन मुस्लिम नहीं आ सकता.
तो क्या ये सही है मोहम्मद सलीम पंडित जी, क्या ये सही है कि ये इसलिए किया गया कि कोई दूसरे रिलीजन के लोग यहाँ ना आए? एब्रोगेशन ऑफ आर्टिकल 370 के बाद ये दहशत फैलाने की कोशिश, अकॉर्डिंग टू असदुद्दीन अवैसी.
Basically, I will tell you one thing. Both the countries are enemies to each other. We have to acknowledge that fact. The fact is, there has been an hostility between the two countries since 1947. So it's going on. And the cricketer, whatever he said, he has to say like that because Pakistan is his country. He has to protect his country. One is that this Owaisi Saab has to protect his own existence in India, because for some time, the Muslim community in India has been marginalized. So in order to find a space in India within this whole kind of dispensation, what has happened, what has emerged in BJP India. So this Owaisi Saab will have to toe that line and has to I think offset this the confusion and say that everything is okay in Kashmir and Kashmiris welcome tourists and all that. That is a fact. Only some 6% something. Let me make it clear here. The whole economy of Jammu and Kashmir is not dependent on tourism. Tourism is only contributing to the extent of some 5% or 6% of the total income of Jammu and Kashmir. The fact is that any Indian can come over to Jammu and Kashmir, particularly Kashmir Valley, because this Kashmir belongs to them also. They are the part of Kashmir, and we are the part of India, the whole India, Kashmiris, I mean. So they have every right to come and visit Kashmir. But whatever has happened, we accuse let's be very frank about it. The fact of the matter is that somebody from outside has come and just perpetrated the crime and created a kind of a, I should say, misgivings towards these Kashmiris, and there has been a backlash of what has happened in Kashmir to the tourists in Pahalgam, and these Kashmiris were also beaten up, and the students, the traders in other parts of India. So that is also bad. So let us be very frank about it. Kashmiris overall, they are very hospitable and they are very welcoming. But at the same time, they're very, I should say, very possessive about saying that Kashmir is a native place of ours. And this is why in one of my books, I have said that they call everything, if they will have to call a local murga, they will say is a kosher murga. In Kashmiri means, a local murga means for them, Kashmiri murga. Otherwise, murga has no nationality. You cannot say it's a Kashmiri or Indian murga. Murga means murga. So Kashmiri is so possessive about his own native land. He is just making it like that. He is he wants to say everything. Kashmiri product is very superior. Product like apple. Apple is very superior, Kashmiri apple, because this grows in Kashmir. Our saffron, otherwise we have Iran saffron. So I want to say that Kashmiri is very possessive about his own land. That's a fact. But at the same time, they would like to see Indians coming and going and staying and being the tourists in Kashmir. This is the fact. But it is not sometimes, but they are also secular by bent of mind, and their psyche is like that. They don't, because we know, basically, I don't know whether you know about it, we're all basically converts. If you just go and see my name, Salim Pandit, Muhammad Salim Pandit. So I am basically, I may have been, I think, fourth or fifth generation convert Muslim. So otherwise, it's in our genes. If you talk of this Omar Abdullah, his Sheikh Abdullah was third generation Kashmiri Pandit, convert, I mean. Otherwise, they were Saprus. Their surname was Saprus. Sapru means Kashmiri Pandit. So they became these sheikhs only getting converted to Islam. So what I want to convey is that whatever the two people from two countries say, this is all rhetoric. Rhetoric in the sense they have to protect, everybody has to save and protect the country, the respective countries. But the fact of the matter, we have to go to the root of the problem. Problem is that there is some kind of a militancy and or a terrorism, whatever, it is prevalent in Jammu and Kashmir. It is still there. It may be lying low this time, or all of a sudden it happened on recently, last, I think, 21st of this month. Whatever happened, they were there, they were lying low. Militants are there, these terrorists are there. So we cannot take it like that, that everything is okay.
That's a very important point you made, because that's precisely what Mr. Omar Abdullah also said today. I'm playing out that clip and I'll come to you for your comments.
नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन लानत हो मुझ पे अगर मैं आज ये कह के मरकज के पास जाऊं कि ना अब 26 मर गए, अब दे दो। इस पहलगाम के वाकये को इस्तेमाल करके मरकज से कहूं कि ना अब मुझे स्टेटहुड दो। मैं क्या, मेरी क्या इतनी सस्ती सियासत है? मिलिटेंसी, टेरर, दहशत, आतंकवाद, इसका खात्मा तब होगा जब लोग हमारे साथ होंगे, और ये स्पीकर साहब उस मौके की शुरुआत है। अगर कि हम इस मौके पे एहतियात से कदम जो है लें, हमारे तरफ से कोई ऐसा कदम नहीं उठना चाहिए जिससे कि हम लोगों को अपने से दूर करें। कोई हमारे तरफ से ऐसी बात नहीं होनी चाहिए या कोई एक्शन हमारे तरफ से जिससे ये जो अपने आप में पैदा हुआ इसको कहीं जख्म पहुंचे। क्योंकि सही कहा सजाद ने, हम बंदूक के जरिए मिलिटेंसी को कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, उसको खत्म नहीं कर सकते।
तो ये जो बात है, और आपने भी कही इस चीज को कि मिलिटेंसी को बंदूक के जरिए हम खत्म नहीं कर सकते, तो क्या सोल्यूशन आप मानते हैं इस चीज? बिकॉज आपने यही समझाया कि मिलिटेंसी तो थे, हमें यहाँ से लगता है दूर से कि काफी समय वहां पे शांति बहाल थी और अचानक से ये घटना हुई, लेकिन आप जो जमीन के जो ग्राउंड रियलिटीज जानते हैं, तो आपके मुताबिक मिलिटेंसी कभी खत्म हुआ ही नहीं। हो सकता है कि थोड़ा अंडरग्राउंड हो गए हो, बट इट वाज नेवर ओवर।
This is very
क्या आप
important.
सजेस्ट कर रहे हैं जी?
I want to just convey here. Basically, if you go by the Kashmiri or all Kashmiris have never just come over to the mainstream of this, I should say, India. The problem is again these mainstream politicians, because they have been, you must have seen or gauged whatever his words. If you just go and see very deeply his words, he is so confused sometimes. He doesn't want to even displease the people. At the same time, he doesn't want to displease government of India. He at the same time doesn't want to displease Pakistan. If you just go back to 75 Accord of Indra Abdullah Accord, you'll be surprised. There is a book called Farooq of Kashmir, written by two people. One is Mr. Bhatnagar, Ashwini Bhatnagar, and R.C. Kak or something like that. Gunju, sorry. So what they have mentioned, they have said, both the authors, that when Sheikh Abdullah had to sign an accord, Delhi agreement, which is called Abdullah Indra Accord, of 75, he told his son Farooq, who was that time in London, because they have a house in London also. They are citizens of both. They are British citizens as well. I don't know whether you know or not. So he was in Britain. He told his son, go to Pakistan and tell Zulfikar Ali Bhutto that whether I should go for this accord with Indira Gandhi or not. And he was given green chit by Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, that you go and enter into an accord, because we have lost Bangladesh. It was 70 war that was over. So he said that we are not going to protect anymore now Kashmiris. So it is better to join the mainstream. He told Sheikh Abdullah through his son. This is what is written in that book. So this is what I say. This Kashmiri overall is riding on 3 horses, not on 2 horses. As Patel Saab said once upon a time, he said Kashmiri is riding on 2 horses, not 2 horses. Now Kashmiri is riding on 3 horses at the same time.
That's a very important line you have taken, Mr. Pandit.
Basically, economically, they are dependent on India directly this time, because they want to have business with India. They want to have money from India. They want to have power from India. They want to have every kind of status apparatus, like the security apparatus. They're so crazy about this security and FUFA and all that. You should have 2-3 cars behind your car, and 3-4 cars going ahead of your car. This is the way of style and the manner these our mainstream politicians do in Kashmir. But the fact of the matter is, they don't tell the truth to Delhi, that what is actually happening in Kashmir. Every second Kashmiri is not with India. I'm telling you, it's a very frank statement.
Why is that? What is the reason for that? Is it a religious
again
or
I will tell
something
you,
else?
the grandfather of Omar Abdullah, I have written a book on this, the bundle of contradictions. Sheikh Muhammad Abdullah had a bundle of contradictions. I would like to show that. This is my book, which I have written about Sheikh Abdullah, the bundle of contradictions. I am writing in this book that he has polluted the minds of Kashmiri people at every juncture. In 53, in 47, he said something else. In 1953, he said something else. In 75, he said something else. And when he died, he was on the deathbed. He said something else. He said he had written in his own Archichnar or biography, written by somebody else. He says to that, the man who was the writer of that book, he told him, when he's alive, I talked to him recently, His name is Yusuf Tain. Yusuf Tain told me that Sheikh was so repentant about whatever he had just done in 1947 by endorsing the accession of Kashmir with India, because he wanted to have his own Sheikhdom, only Kashmir Valley, so that he can be a perpetual king. But that Sheikh Abdullah was not having that vision, because the whole subcontinent had changed. There was a change. You know, the British Empire fell. Pakistan got created. New country got created. The Hindu Rashtra, which was even this our place, Jammu and Kashmir, was a Hindu Rashtra, because it was ruled by Maharaja Hari Singh, who was a Hindu king. And this Hindu king had purchased it from whom? You know, from English people, Angrez. 1 lakh rupees में उसने उन दिनों ये खरीदा था. That is called 1846 Shimla Agreement. Sorry, Amritsar Treaty कहते हैं उसको. That was in Amritsar. So how this exactly happened? You know, ultimately what happened when this whole collapsed, the empire, the British Empire collapsed, and all the princely states were said by virtue of Independence Act of 1947 that they can join either of the domains. He preferred to join India instead of Pakistan, because this was very obvious because he was himself Hindu Dogra ruler. So he joined India. The population was majority Muslim. Sheikh Abdullah helped him because he had his own interest. He wanted to achieve the goal of being the king, perpetual king of Kashmir. He wanted to have an independent state. This independent.
And today, when we hear his grandson Omar Abdullah, he has also taken a moral high ground, you know, if I am reading this correctly, because what Omar Abdullah has said is that I am not going to use this opportunity to push for statehood. He's saying that I am not so cheap. My politics is not so cheap.
Excuse me. He knows that he will not be given statehood in these circumstances. One is that. Second is that otherwise also, the central government was not in a mood to give statehood so soon to this dispensation, because of the fact you have now on 21st of April, everybody in India has seen the condition and the security situation of Jammu and Kashmir by the brutal attack on the tourists in Pahalgam. So this gives an indication that everything is not good in Kashmir, and there is not the time when this Kashmir should be given the statehood, because central government needs to have its own hand and a might in Kashmir, so that at least militancy can be wiped out in Kashmir. And it is not the baby of the politicians. Umar Abdullah cannot do this because he has his own interest with Kashmiris, with voters, with locals, with Pakistan, with India, everybody. So he cannot displease Kashmiris, he cannot displease Pakistan at the same time.
You have explained it very well. Thank you for that. I want to ask you a few concluding questions, and I also want to play out some of the voices of tourists, foreign tourists.
For me, I'm number one in the world.
We heard about this incident before we left our countries, but despite of everything, we decided to come because this is the journey we have been planning for years, and we know that the country is beautiful, and we knew that we can expect only good things here.
Yeah, so tourists का अभी जो है वहाँ पे Mr. Pandit, I think the tourists are still streaming in. So ऐसा नहीं है कि suddenly there is a drop or anything like that.
No, it is.
Foreign tourists are there.
Let me say something. There is I think, huge drop of coming of arrival of the tourists. You know, some 90% cancellations have taken place. So the people who are connected with the trade of tourism in Kashmir, they are really the worried lot. And whatever you say, show on these clippings and all that, this is a very, I think, very small.
A limited view? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Otherwise, the bulk of tourists you cannot expect to come and immediately, or for, I think, at least for this season now, tourist season. This got hit by this 21st of April attack on tourists in this Pahalgam. So this will have a kind of a, you will have to wait for some time till the dust settle down and tourists feel really safe. I mean, the domestic tourists, they feel safe in coming to Kashmir again and really enjoy their holidays in Kashmir. We have to wait for that time.
Yeah, beautifully said. And there are some important points you made. And I like the way you interpreted Omar Abdullah's speech, where you're saying that ultimately he's a politician and he's guarding his turf. He has to please the BJP political masters. Yeah, and he has to also maintain a balancing act if he has to survive in Kashmir. There are a lot of narratives now going on. It's not the time for us, or we do not have the facility at the moment to clear out all the misconceptions. But whatever we could, through your conversation, we tried to clear the air, and you gave us some important perspectives. For sharing your thoughts with us, I am Salim Pandit. Thank you so much for joining us on Free Press Journal.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I want to play out what my colleague Samaksh Namdev, who is in Kashmir, remember Free Press Journal is very much on ground at the moment, talking to people, getting us reactions from the common people, getting us the voices of Kashmir. We spoke to
गोली की आवाज से न टूटता है इंसान का जज्बा, डर के साए में भी उगता है एक नया सवेरा। पहाड़ों की खामोशी चीख उठी, पहाड़ों की खामोशी चीख उठी, लेकिन हर चीख के पार एक उम्मीद का तारा चमका। ये मिट्टी खून से भी भीगी, पर फिर भी सुगंध अभी बाकी है। ये मिट्टी खून से भी भीगी, मगर सुगंध अभी बाकी है। कश्मीर तुझ में सिर्फ दर्द नहीं, अभी हिम्मत भी बाकी है। हम आए हैं, हम आएंगे, हम लौटेंगे, हम मुस्कुराएंगे, दहशत के साए को अपनी रोशनी से मिटाएंगे। और इसी साए को मिटाने के लिए आए हैं हमारे साथ अतुल कुलकर्णी जी। हेलो सर, वेलकम टू कश्मीर सर।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू
सर। क्या मोटिव लेकर आप कश्मीर में आए?
देखिए, यही है कि जब भी ऐसा कोई हादसा होता है, और बहुत ही गलत हुआ, बहुत ही दर्दनाक हादसा था, लेकिन जब भी ऐसा होता है तो हम जो आम लोग हैं, जो कश्मीर में नहीं रहते हैं, बाहर रहते हैं, तो हम हमेशा यही करते हैं कि सोशल मीडिया पे लिख देते हैं, व्हाट्सएप में कुछ यहाँ वहाँ कर देते हैं, लोगों से बातें करते हैं। लेकिन मुझे लगा कि ये तो ठीक ही है, वो करना भी चाहिए, लेकिन इसके अलावा मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, यहाँ आकर ग्राउंड पे क्या कर सकता हूँ। मैं ये भी पढ़ रहा था कि यहाँ पे बहुत सारी बुकिंग्स कैंसिल हो चुकी हैं, 90% बुकिंग्स हालांकि कैंसिल हो चुकी हैं। और मैं ये भी सोच रहा था कि ये जो दहशतगर्दी हैं वो क्या मैसेज हमको दे रहे थे, ये क्यों किया उन्होंने। कि मुझे कई बुज़ुर्ग यहाँ पे जो हैं वो बता रहे हैं कि इतने सालों में कभी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि टूरिस्टों को हाथ लगाया दहशतवादियों ने, आतंकवादियों ने। तो ये वो मैसेज देना चाहते हैं कि आप कश्मीर मत आइए, ये कह रहे हैं वो, दुनिया वालों को कह रहे हैं, भारतवासियों को कह रहे हैं कि आप एज अ टूरिस्ट मत आइए कश्मीर। तो मैंने कहा कि नहीं भैया, इसका जवाब तो यही हो सकता है कि मैं कश्मीर जाऊँगा। भैया आपकी बात मैं नहीं मानूंगा, ये मेरा कश्मीर है, ये मेरा देश है, मैं यहाँ आऊँगा। मुझे लगा कि मुझे यहाँ आकर ये बात सारे लोगों को बता देनी चाहिए जो कश्मीर के बाहर रहते हैं। तो इसीलिए मैं यहाँ आया हूँ और लोगों से ये दरख्वास्त कर रहा हूँ बार बार कि आपकी बुकिंग्स फिर से करवाइए, आप यहाँ आइए। क्योंकि यहाँ की जो मायूसी है लोगों के चेहरे पर, वो तो उनका रोज़गार कईयों का चला गया, नुकसान हो रहा है, वो तो मायूसी है ही कि वो खाए क्या, वो बच्चों को पढ़ाए कैसे, वो तो है ही। लेकिन उससे भी ज़्यादा क्या होता है सर कि टूरिज़्म की वजह से ना लोग एक दूसरे से मिलते हैं, रिश्ता बनाते हैं, एक दूसरे को जानते हैं। पिछले 2, 3, 4 सालों में इतनी बड़ी तादाद में लोग यहाँ पर आ रहे हैं कश्मीर में। तो यहाँ पर आना मुझे लगता है कि सबसे बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि जब तक लोग आपस में मिलेंगे नहीं, वो एक दूसरे को जानेंगे नहीं, और जब तक जानेंगे नहीं, जो गलतफहमियाँ हैं वो दूर होंगी नहीं। तो इसलिए सब लोगों को यहाँ आना चाहिए। और अगर हम नहीं आएंगे तो ये हो जाएगा उसका नतीजा कि जो 6 लोगों ने आकर यहाँ पर जो भी कर दिया, वो हार मान ली 140 करोड़ लोगों ने, उसके सामने वो यहाँ पर आना उन्होंने बंद कर दिया। अरे वही तो ये चाहते हैं। और दूसरी बात ये कि मैं कल से घूम रहा हूँ यहाँ पर, और कोई बिना पर्सनल सिक्योरिटी के घूम रहा हूँ। आप देख रहे हैं कोई मेरे साथ है नहीं, वैसे जो हमारे दोस्त लोग हैं यहाँ के 1-2 वही लोग हैं। क्या है ना कि मैं अगर यहाँ पे सुरक्षित महसूस कर रहा हूँ तो हमारी भी ये जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि जो कश्मीरी लोग हैं बाहर
जी।
उनको भी हम उतना ही सुरक्षित महसूस करवाएं। उनको ये ना हम कहें कि मतलब वहाँ पे किसी ने कुछ कर दिया, आप यहाँ पर उनको कह रहे हो कि आप चले जाओ। नहीं, ऐसे नहीं हो सकता। हमको उनको भी उतना ही सुरक्षित महसूस करवाना पड़ेगा। यह हमारी जिम्मेदारी है। जब तक हम एक दूसरे से मोहब्बत से, प्यार से पेश नहीं आएंगे, तब तक ये नफ़रत कम नहीं होगी। और नफ़रत किसी भी चीज़ का जवाब नहीं हो सकता सर। ये दुनिया ने देखा है, हमेशा देखा है।
सर, आप कल पहलगाम गए थे, तो वहाँ क्या सिचुएशन है, आपको कैसा फील हो रहा था वहाँ पर जाकर?
जी, हम अभी ये बार बार कह रहे हैं कि 90% बुकिंग्स कैंसिल हो गई, लेकिन हम 100% नहीं कह रहे हैं। तो इसका मतलब ये है कि 10% लोग यहाँ पर हैं जो पहलगाम में मैंने देखा कि हैं लोग वहाँ पर। और सलाम है उन लोगों को कि वो यहाँ पर आए हैं और वो सब यही बता रहे हैं, मतलब अपने सोशल मीडिया पे डाल रहे हैं कि हम लोग यहाँ पे हैं, सब सेफ़ है। तो एक आशा का किरण जिसे हम कह सकते हैं कि वो वहाँ पर मुझे दिखाई दिया। दूसरी बात ये कि ज़रूर वहाँ के जो लोकल लोग हैं, जो दुकानदार हैं, जो बाकी काम करते हैं, वो मायूस हैं, ज़ाहिर है, क्योंकि इतना बड़ा हादसा हुआ। एक तरफ जो नुकसान है वो तो है ही, खैर वो तो कभी ना कभी वो कमा लेंगे वापस। लेकिन जो लोग जिन्होंने बोलना शुरू कर दिया है कुछ भी बिना सोचे, बिना समझे, कश्मीरियों के बारे में, कश्मीर के बारे में, तो उसको लेकर वो कि नहीं साहब हम ऐसे नहीं हैं। और जितने भी लोग यहाँ पर आके गए हैं, जितने भी टूरिस्ट यहाँ पे रह के गए हैं इतने सालों में, हर कोई आपको ये बता देगा कि नहीं, यहाँ की मेहमान नवाजी काबिल तारीफ़ है। तो मुझे यही लगता है कि कश्मीर के जो लोग हैं वो थोड़ा सा हौसला रखें, ये बात फैल जाएगी। जो हम यहाँ कोशिश कर रहे हैं, बहुत सारे लोग ये कोशिश कर रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे लोग आएंगे और ये हालात बहुत जल्द बदल जाएंगे।
सर, सोशल मीडिया पे काफ़ी चीज़ें वायरल हुई थी कि हम खुद हिंदुस्तान के अंदर नॉर्थ इंडिया, साउथ इंडिया, हिंदी, मराठी, तेलुगु, इन सब पर लड़ते हैं।
एक बात कहूँ
जी,
आप कुछ मत पूछिए मुझको, क्योंकि मैं किसी का जवाब नहीं दूंगा। मैं सिर्फ ये कहूँगा कि लोग यहाँ आएँ और नफ़रत का जवाब मोहब्बत है, बस इतना ही मुझे आज कहना है। मुझे ना राजनीति में जाना है, ना किसी और चीज़ में जाना है, कुछ नहीं जाना है।
वो हमें बांटने के लिए आए थे, लेकिन जिन्होंने यहाँ पर मदद की वो सब मुसलमान थे। तो आप उसको किस नज़र से थे?
वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ, यही तो असलियत है। लेकिन ये असलियत अगर देखनी है, महसूस करनी है, तो यहाँ आके लोगों की आंखों में देखना पड़ेगा ना, उनके चेहरे देखने पड़ेंगे ना। तो ऐसे ही नहीं होगा सोशल मीडिया पे आपके वहाँ पे तो मतलब फ़ोटो दिख जाएंगे वादियों के, उससे तो नहीं होगा। उससे इंसान कैसे पता चलेगा आपको? तो इसलिए मुझे लगता है, और दूसरी वही मैं बात कह रहा हूँ, बार बार ये बात कह रहा हूँ कि उनको, उन 6 लोगों को, या जो देखिए, दहशतवाद एक चीज़ होती है और दहशतवादी एक चीज़ होती है। दहशतवादियों को सज़ा मिलनी चाहिए और वो बराबर मिलेगी। हमारा शासन प्रशासन उस पर काम कर रहा है, वो बखूबी वो चीज़ करेगा। लेकिन ये जो दहशतवाद है, ये जो सोच है, उसको अगर हमको एक काउंटर करना है, उनको जवाब देना है, तो मुझे लगता है एज अ कॉमन पर्सन, आम आदमी की हैसियत से, आम लोगों की हैसियत से, हमें यहाँ आकर ही उसका जवाब देना पड़ेगा कि आप कह रहे हैं कि मत आओ, लेकिन हम आपकी बात सुनेंगे नहीं, हम आएंगे, बड़ी तादाद में आएंगे।
जैसे सुनील शेट्टी सर ने भी बोला था कि अब अपनी अगली छुट्टी हम कश्मीर में मनाएंगे।
जी, मैं सिर्फ मतलब चाहता हूँ कि हर कोई इस तरह से सोचे और यहाँ पर आ जाए।
थैंक यू सो मच सर, थैंक यू सो मच।